everybody? I almost thought for a second there, I almost didn't do a stream because it'd be funny. It wouldn't be that funny to April Fools and say, hey, I'm going live for a stream and not do it. So, yeah, it's not that funny. Anyway, it's April Fools, April 1st. No fools out of me here today. I'm the fool. But other than that, I'm going to give it to you straight. Bitcoin, Ethereum, top altcoins, maybe some of your requests. We'll just talk about whatever's going on in the market. Of course, you know me, Big Cheds on Twitter. I just published my 4th book, The Trading Journal. I'm super pumped about that. You can get that on Amazon, Kindle, hardcover, paperback. Check out the sample. You can see what it's all about. Why to use a trading journal, what goes in it, the different parts of a trading journal, emotional management, good trader habits. It's a wonderful book. We've got a couple reviews, or at least one so far. I'm waiting for some more. So since I've got that new book out, folks, I'm making my 3rd book is free now. The Trading Quotes book. I'm going to put the whole book out for free. I'm doing one, couple weeks at a time. So check that out. This is, of course, part of Quick Market Updates. These are, variety show type of market updates. I don't necessarily do like a deep dive on the market. We will touch base on things, but that's Bitcoin Live twice a week, every Wednesday, Sunday night. Just so you know, I just made my Sunday night report free on the public blog. So I tweeted that out. You can see what I do. I've been doing it twice a week for 7 years here. So you can see what I said to the members on Sunday night. There's a nice little video, so go ahead and I'll retweet that so you can find the link, and it's just on the public blog. So consider checking that out. Check out all the great stuff I've got on my YouTube. Folks, while you're here, I want to hear from you. Think about a good question for the chat room. Think about something you've been wanting to ask, and hopefully it's going to create some value for the rest of the room. In terms of content, in terms of, trading issues or just charts you want to look at. We're waiting for Bitcoin to get a little more resolution. We are now trading back below the MA200 on the daily. 4H is below the MA200, falling MA200. We have a failed higher low. Now a bounce into what I think it's a decent little short setup in 84.5. So you want to treat this as an underside. A little bit of a price interaction with that overhead trigger here at 84.5. It's all essentially in the context of the range breakdown on the weekly consolidation before we tag 72 to 74K range. We're just chopping around here in the middle. We're watching to see if Bitcoin tests MA50, if Bitcoin holds the MA50. And so that's kind of the same picture, on the high time frame. And we're seeing the trend slowly changing on daily and 4 hour, challenging that weekly time frame. So that's all generally still the same case. I mean, people who are bored and waiting for resolution are trading here in the 4 hour and marking out the higher lows. Now we have an invalidated higher low. It's going to be an overhead level, like I just said. So you can kind of watch momentum here. I wouldn't be jumping in trying to go long as a bull for sure. So what's up, everybody? What's up? Hey, thanks, Khalid. Khalid says, yo, Big Cheds, love your books. Thanks, Khalid. Hopefully I'll do a spaces at some point. We can talk and see how you're doing, man. Thank you so much. Let's see. So a couple questions so far, but folks, give me some thoughts. David says, appreciate videos. Thanks, David. He says, thoughts on an Ethereum bottom. Well, what do you mean thoughts on a bottom? Like, do I want to see one? Yeah. Is there one yet? No, we don't, we don't have a bottom. Would I like to see a bottom? Sure. But it's a downtrend now. So I'm actually looking for a short setup if it bounces a little bit higher. Already had some nice short setups play out on 2100. So any kind of bounce into the underside of 2150 is going to be a short setup. I think momentum is still suggesting the price will probably go down to about $1,400 is my best guess. It's a guess, but just on the momentum, we are rolling over on the weekly. See the MA200 rolling over. Just reading the question. So rolling over here on the weekly and the daily chart, it rolled over a while ago. We see loss of support and ability to hold, all the way down. Couldn't recapture 2,500, couldn't hold 2,100. and most recently had a short setup. So I kind of gave you guys a short setup at 3,400. Gave you guys a short setup here back at the end of the January. Should, be doing really well on that. Could even be adding to that in the break of 2,100 or initiating a new short. So is it a bottom? Yeah, I mean, look, no, it's not a bottom, but with Ethereum, it's a straightforward chart. It's got to flip 2,100, 2,150. Otherwise, it's going to drift towards 1,500 where it has support, which I don't think will hold, and then probably drop to like 1,300. So that's my opinion on Ethereum. Flamin says, hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, man. I'm about to head to Home Depot, get some stuff for a project. When my mom was younger, she would always go to the store. There's a store around us. She would just walk around. It was like a Walmart type of store, and I didn't understand. I mean, I just like Home Depot is my store, because I like doing projects. So I'm getting everything in the ground with springtime, and I've got a big trip coming up. So I'm getting a lot of stuff going on. I've got work and school, and I'm getting my master's degree now, and all that good stuff. So, much well nature. Good morning, Big Cheds. Where do you think Dogecoin finds resistance? Well, doesn't it have to bounce first to find resistance? What do you mean finds resistance? You mean finds support? What do you mean? What do you mean, much well? This thing it's a terrible, Dogecoin, do you mean where it finds support? Or do you mean where it finds resistance? And would you take some profits on Doge? I don't understand this question. I really don't understand this question. I'm not trying to be like, I legitimately don't understand. It says, where do you think Dogecoin finds resistance now? And where would you take some profits on Doge if Bitcoin hits 91K or so? Profits on what? I don't understand. Like, are you saying you're long here? This is a bad chart. I mean, it's probably headed to like 12, 13 cents. Profits on what? Do you mean like on a short? But if Bitcoin's at 91, that assumes everything rises with it. And why would Bitcoin be going to 91K? I just don't understand this question at all, much well nature. Help me out with that. Jorge De La Rua, Cheds, why do you think Theta is not an American exchange? I have no idea. I have no idea why some things list and other ones don't. It's on Binance, which means pretty much everybody can trade it. Theta, who cares about Theta? It's trash. I mean, it's a really bad chart. Theta is drifting lower. Bears have full momentum. Why would you want to play this? Why do this is a really bad chart. Theta looks terrible. Shorts at $1. It looks like it's probably going to like 60, 65 cents. It's a really rough looking chart. So I don't know why Theta is not on American exchanges, but like, why would you want to play this? This is a rough chart. It's a terrible chart. David says, thank you for your channel and books. Thank you. So you folks, my YouTube is for you. Masterclass tutorial will help you learn the basics of how to set up your chart, what these moving averages are, how to use them, sample trading setups, and you're going to soak up all the great free content I have for you. My first 3 books are free now, so check it out. So Psalm Capital says, good morning to you. You mentioned your favorite pattern to double bottom with a lower low spring. I mean, yeah, I was just saying that. And then what are your other favorite bottom patterns? To be honest, I actually don't care about patterns. I was just saying that to reply. A pattern I'm not even into patterns. Patterns are useless. What I want is structure. I want to see, like, for example, here is a well-defined level. I want to see that level recaptured. I want the price to give me well-defined horizontal levels to manage my risk. I don't know, maybe an ascending triangle is one of my favorite patterns because it has a well-defined horizontal level. Patterns, I don't really care about patterns. I actually spend less time naming patterns or naming price than I just do looking for good levels. You can call a head and shoulders something a head and shoulders, but you still have a neckline. You're going to play the neckline or the right shoulder invalidation. I think there's an evolution of new traders really like patterns because they think it's like a secret key. And then you get more and more advanced and you don't even think about patterns. I don't think about patterns. I think about price levels. I think about momentum. I think about price in relation to the MA200, price in relation to prior highs. I think about price in relation to lost support. You don't need to name this. You don't need to naming a structure doesn't really give you any advantage. Is there a level you can use to trade upon? Is there a well-defined level? So that's my My response is just less focus on like pattern names and more focus on just finding clean levels. So David says, where would it be in structure? Where would what be in structure? Let me know what you mean, David, in terms of your question. JJ, big man, thank you. Is it good to ignore any charting in BTC dominance? Yeah, it doesn't gain you any advantage. Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, total market. These are not, nobody's buying and selling those charts. They don't operate based on supply and demand. Those are reflections of other charts that have supply and demand. Don't use TA on like Bitcoin dominance. I mean, if you want to identify that it's a trend, it's rising, sure, okay? Bitcoin dominance is rising, right? Great. But you're not going to sit here and try to draw an ascending triangle. You can just see it's pushing higher. Dominance is probably going higher. There's people like trying to do divergence in this thing. Got to be careful. A lot of rough TA out there. I don't ever even look at Bitcoin dominance chart. It doesn't do anything for me because I'm not trading it. I don't waste my muscle memory in a chart I'm not trading. I'm trading Bitcoin, so I'm watching the Bitcoin chart. I'm trading Ethereum. I'm watching the Ethereum chart. And so you want to really just only focus on stuff you're trading. Jay, can you identify how you talk to 1213 level? A lot of talk about 1500. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, you've got big bear momentum on Ethereum. And so for people who are identifying 1500, sure. But it doesn't make sense for me that it would hold here, given this support. Just lower support. And the momentum push down off of the high time frame break, the momentum overhang, the implications of losing 2100 suggest to me that it's not going to hold at what would be like best case scenario support 1500. It's going to push lower and test that real rising demand, which has confluence with, right, 2017 highs. Right there. It's probably where it's going. So right around 1300 is my best guess. Again, my best guess. All right. Happy to catch you live. Hey, thanks, Turtle Mug. Hey, folks, have any of you bought the book yet? I know a bunch of you said you bought it. I think I looked, and the sales are doing okay. I think I sold like 80 of them. I want to hear your responses. Let me know what you think of the book. Like, honestly, give me a review, a good review, a bad review. I want to know what you think about it. Check it out. So let's see here. I had asked for clarification on a question about Doge. Much Wow Node says, yup, I'm assuming Bitcoin and Doge will bounce tomorrow if Trump cancels or delays tariffs. I mean, your trade idea is based on a maybe fundamental thing. If Trump cancels or delays, I'm guessing Bitcoin would hit 91.94. Do you think Doge can hit 23? I feel like I don't understand why you're looking at the market this way. You're hoping that some type of announcement will be made. And if that announcement is made, you're hoping that that's going to mean that a chart is going to do something. This is a terrible chart, Doge. Like, you shouldn't be holding this. You shouldn't be trying to get long in this. Maybe if it drops much lower, but I don't understand the I'm going to think about 27 cents in Doge. It's at 16, 17 cents and going lower. It's a downtrend. So you should, if you're in, plus this is a trading channel. This isn't a fundamentals channel, but the whole idea is Trump's going to pump Doge and Bitcoin because he's going to cancel tariffs. I don't know. Your whole, I say this with respect, your whole strategy is flawed. There's nothing you can control in that strategy. You're hoping that something might happen, and if it does, you're hoping that something will happen as a result of that. Stop doing that. Identify a trend. If you want to go long, find an uptrend that dipped. There aren't that many these days. It's a little bit rough. If you want to go short, find a downtrend that just bounced. Even like Ethereum into 2150. This was a downtrend that bounced. The whole idea of I think Bitcoin's going to go to 91, 94K, based on what? There's nothing here. Look at the momentum. Look at especially the 4-hour momentum. Failed higher low. You should be shorting here at 84.5. It's bear momentum. I really, and I say this, I really dislike your strategy of I'm assuming Bitcoin and Doge will bounce tomorrow if Trump cancels tariffs. I just really hate that strategy. There's nothing in that strategy that you can control anything. There's nothing in that strategy about you defining your risk. And you're actually going against momentum. I really dislike that, to be honest. Cheds, what do you think about CME gaps? Hey, Dreamer, I think nothing about them. They mean nothing to me. I've never once made a trade. And you've been seeing me trade Bitcoin since 2017. Charting it, teaching it now for 7-8 years. I've never once talked about a CME gap as being important. It's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. It's a distraction. Sometimes it matters. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they fill, sometimes they don't. Don't add more complicated things. You don't really need much other than just price versus support and resistance, maybe a few moving averages. You don't even need the on-balance volume or the RSI. You can see it all in the price. Okay? And by the way, folks, I've told you my Bitcoin live report from Sunday night's free. I do this like 2 or 3 times a year. I declassify my member reports from Bitcoin Live. The one from Sunday night's free. I'll go ahead and retweet that. Let me retweet that now. Here we go. If you want to see how I'm covering it, I'm going to go ahead and retweet that. Okay? Just so everybody can see that. All right. Let's see here. Ched's happy after the live. Thank you. Hope you have a good day. Nvidia going to 30, 40. Sure, let's take a look. Nvidia, that low? Isn't it much higher? Or maybe I'm... Okay, well, that'd be a huge cut. Are you talking about $30 or $40 in this chart? I mean, why would you look past support here, first of all? Why would you just... You can't look past this consolidation range. It's got support here. Let's look at the weekly chart. Is it going here? Probably not 30, 40, no. Probably not. I mean, you got to see how the price responds if and when it would get to the $80 range. Plenty of demand here. Rising MA200, very strong trend. I don't understand looking down here. What's the strategy behind that, right? You're assuming a lot of things will happen. You're skipping over momentum. You're skipping over price structure. I don't think you can do that. All right, folks, you got to give me some more questions or I'm going to wrap it up. I do these, and I haven't done Sol yet. I do these streams for you folks to answer your questions. Fill up the chat room and let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, some good trading questions. I mean, Solana either holds 120 or it does not. It's already broken down in the weekly. Price has lost the weekly MA50. That's what we're hoping that Bitcoin does not do. Talked a lot about Bitcoin in the weekly 50 back in 2021. Yada, yada, yada. So, folks, give me some more good questions. ACH in the weekly, sure. Let's take a look at ACH in the weekly was requested. There's just nothing here. It's flat. There is no real trend. It's at the bottom of the range. It's a flat trend. You know, there's not too much going on. So I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of that. Where to go long or short from the USA? That is tough because of like certain laws. Hopefully that will change here. Sometimes you have to use a VPN. For example, I do have a good exchange recommendation. Bing X is really good. You can see the links on my Twitter and here on YouTube. Hopefully these things will change. I mean, people should just have access to markets, but US is very restrictive of where to do that. So maybe I don't have a great answer, absent maybe, just using a VPN somewhere. So hey, what's up, Janez? Philippich, good to see you. Can you look? And Lewis says, can you check out Pepe? Let's take a look at Pepe. Sure. I think it's pretty rough. It's been a while since I've looked at it. Yeah, this is a pretty rough chart. I don't like it. It's if I'm a bull, I don't like it. Bears are in full momentum. This MA200 is threatening to flatten out and roll over. Already lost higher lows. We're in a falling channel. Lower highs. Lost the higher lows from August 2024. Not a great looking chart. I would not want to be long here. I would not want to have any exposure. I would not want to have any long exposure in this chart personally. Thoughts on CRV? What's up, Amar? Nice to see you, man. Yeah, so CRV gave a nice little short setup recently at 50 cents. Let's see how it's doing. Maybe it's recaptured that or what's going on. Let me try again. I'm having trouble here. Let's try again. All right, so it's right here at the peak of this range. Sorry, I gave a little short here right around 58. So I put out a tweet. I gave you folks a nice little short setup on this one. I talked about a bounce into the peak of the consolidation channel. So that's your well-defined overhead. If it flips, would you go long? I probably wouldn't, given the structure above. But if we get another retest of maybe 58, 59, I would look to take a short there. I generally do not like the trend. Weekly chart's terrible, failed breakout. A pretty strong downtrend on the weekly. The daily looks a little bit better, but not great, really not so good. So again, this is not something I'd want to have a long exposure into. But if it bounced, I'd look to short it. Again, if you want to short something, you want a downtrend that bounces. If you want to long something, you want an uptrend that dipped. What stable coin can you best use? I don't know. That's like, I mean, just wherever, the Tether or USDC, whatever. I don't think it matters. I think they all either do well or they all fail. I don't know that there's really what's the difference? Why does that matter? What stable coin? I think you need to figure out not what stable coin you should use, but are you able to identify trends? Like, first of all, you got to watch the Masterclass tutorial, read some textbooks, put in some work. But like what stable coin you should use is just like way down the list, the rank order of things you need to figure out. You need to figure out, how am I structured? Am I holding trades that have failed and I didn't hit my stop loss? Am I managing my risk? What's the next best trading opportunity? How are my skills? How's my discipline? Am I using a trading journal? Like, are you getting back value from your trades? Like, what stable coin you should use? I don't know. Like, why spend any time in that? Figure out what's important. More important first is, are you respecting your money? Are you able to identify good trade setups? And are you able to walk away when the trade setup fails? Right? Let's see what everyone else has to say. Have you covered Sonic? I don't think I have. And you can't, like, here's the problem. I can't type in Sonic. There's no price history. So I still have to use FTM. And I think Kraken's got some history. So take a look there. I don't like it so much. I mean, you're tagging rising demand here, but it's a rough chart. I would rather have no exposure to this chart. Slow grinding higher here on the weekly, but I just, I'd rather wait. There's better stuff out there. It's below a 200. I'm not going long in a choppy sideways chart. I don't like the chart. I really don't. And there's no reason to be excited about it. Maybe if it can show quite a bit of strength and recapture, 89, 90 cents, then you'd take a look at it. But what is what is the appeal of this? What is the appeal of this? The technology? I don't give a care. I really don't care about the quote unquote technology. I want to play a chart. I want to play a trend. When I'm putting $1 in play, when I'm putting any money at risk, I want it to be with a trend, a clearly defined trend with a good level so I can use to manage my risk, not some choppy sideways nonsense. Folks, I have just published my 4th book, The Trading Journal. You want to check it out. Since I've done that, my other books are free. I've got a version of my 3rd book. I just published a new video to this series recently. I do teach professional technical analysis, Japanese candlestick theory, and classical charting. I try to make the complicated and make it a little bit easier for you. As you know, these are quick market updates. I'm kind of just skimming around the market, but twice a week, every Wednesday, Sunday, I do the full report at Bitcoin Live, and I just made my Sunday report absolutely free. Anybody can go check it out here on the public blog. So I just encourage you to do that. I just retweeted the link for you folks to go ahead and check that out. This is fun. I'm going to be back. So every Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, I do a live stream. I want to do these so I can have a chance to interact with the community, create some value, answer your questions. I am traveling coming up in a couple weeks, so I'll have to take a break from YouTube. But of course, Bitcoin Live, no matter what, I do those reports. So check out all the great stuff I have for you. Thank you, folks, for showing up today. It's been a nice little room. I appreciate each and every one of you. If I didn't get to your question, I will try soon. My next stream will be actually not this Friday. I've got something going on. So I might do one Friday afternoon. But if I don't, let's see, Saturday. I'm definitely going to do one between Friday and Saturday. That's the thing. With Bitcoin, these are fun. These are extra. I can skip if I need to. Bitcoin Live, I never skip. So I'll do my best to get another stream out for you folks later in this week. So, folks, thank you so much for being here. And I will talk to you soon. Big Cheds out.